And you're the chairman or the director? Hello.
3, 2,
Okay, great.
1.
Hey guys, welcome to the talk show of Be the Change. And I'm Aradhna Tiwari, the host of this show. And how did I get so lucky to have you all around here? Awesome. So the just to remind you what this talk show is all about, it is about inviting people from various walks of their life and having talking about their journey as because I was always very keen to know everybody's journey, how they grew up. And I remember growing up from my childhood where I would read different magazines and then have like, wow, how did that person have the courage to create something? And because everything used to sound so difficult and different for me, that how did they know how to go about it? How did they know how to have the money for the business? How can they create a big business in their lives? So that was a really this kind of aha world for me. And when along my journey I kept going on and I started meeting different people from different facets of my life, I was curious and I was so excited and so enthusiastic to know their stories. And few of my friends who have been really into the walk with them, I've been inviting them here on this platform. And I do invite you all to, if you have any stories like that, people who have really, really made difference and who followed their heart and never gave up, never given, and never quit, as I always say. And they never did. And they created a difference on this planet, not by going as what people tell them to go, like, or how you were brought up, should do, not do, all that stuff. But they still never gave up their knowing, and they followed their heart and their knowing and their ask, and they created a different world. So that's the invitation to be here, and hope these talks really, really contribute to you. I was amazing. Last time I had Atishi Deshpande, and I think it was a fabulous show, and I loved everything which she said. So today I'm inviting Radhika Dang Gambhir. She is an amazing, amazing entrepreneur and a CEO of the Wild. She has her own natural brand of wildflower. It's called Wildflower Naturals. And I would like to welcome Radhika Dang here. Radhika, can you step in, please? Radhika, can we have you online? Hey,
Hi, Radna.
Radhika, welcome.
Hey.
Awesome to have you. Thank you for saying yes to this. And I am so honored to welcome you on this talk show and wonder what gift that is going to be. So, a little about you, let me let the world know, and then I will take over from there. So, Radhika is a child of the wild. She was born curious, had a big mole on her foot, and the map of the world on her face. This force of nature changed multiple streams in her life, from studying for law of making films for National Geographic Channel to running two conscious green beauty brands. She has always chased her dreams fiercely and says she was only born with only one superpower: to never give up. I love that. She called herself God's favorite child and today practices gratitude and asks questions every day. She recently got married to her playmate, won the Conscious Beauty Award for her brand Wildflower Naturals, and is now expanding her life in all horizons with her new YouTube channel. So we are fascinated by her and would like to know more about her colorful life. So yes, Radhika, thank you. Welcome again. And yes, I would love to hear your story. And as I was talking to you, you have a mentioning that how as a child you were so curious watching all the magazines and seeing people and the women there up. So would you like to talk about it?
Firstly, thank you so much, Aradhna. I'm so excited to be here today. So growing up, I was always this person who was so curious. I would always ask my parents so many questions. I still remember a lot of times I would get so annoyed. And yeah, I think like every girl playing dress up was used to be so much fun. I would really enjoy watching Miss World, Miss Universe. So, beauty and looking beautiful, looking pretty was something that I always used to enjoy. I used to love watching my mom actually dress up. So from the very beginning, I was always attracted to the finer things in life.
Wow, that's amazing. So you know, like you want to say like you always knew something was different about you? Were you given rules and regulations by your parents ever? How to be and not to be?
So I could totally say that. I was always aware.
He was always aware. Wow. And so how did you follow your heart? And what did like were you like did you follow everybody's world that how you have to be the good child, the right child, and be good and studious? And here you watching the magazines and where you've seen them. Did you ever felt that this world
That
is
is
not something
so
possible for you?
that is so
So can you share a little about that? That how where and I think you were wanting to do law somewhere, right? And from law to this beauty products, like can we have a little bit of your journey around it and your up like what all you faced through it and how you actually overcome?
So I can tell you, like when I was growing up, I was a very very bright kid. I was extremely studious. We were three sisters while we were growing up. I was also this person who was always so much into their studies that I was always topping all the classes. So my parents really thought I'm going to be doing something academically very strong. And my
That
father was an engineer. My mom was.
wow, yeah, go ahead.
So I topped my school in like 12th and all of that. So they had like a lot of hopes, like this one doctor, maybe like a scientist or a doctor or like that.
So how
I
come
think
you never thought of being a scientist or a doctor being so intelligent? So-called so intelligent kids are only supposed to be doctors or engineers or like, that's so our world. So
that
how
is
was that?
true. So the stereotype was always there in my mind. I always kind of felt the pressure. But yeah, I think in my heart, I used to also love painting. I would love writing poetry. I would love writing stories. And somewhere I was aware that if I take up a very conventional field, that side of me will just die. It will just die out. And I didn't want that. So secretly, I remember I used to always pray to God that please, please, please do something. And while I was studying for law, I knew in my heart there was a voice that would always say, do something a little different, do something creative. You're not meant to do something so conventional. And yeah, I
So was
didn't
it
really
easy
plan
for your
it, but
parents to take what you were going through and what you what did you have that support from your parents all the time that whatever you wanted to do, you could do? Being so
so I
studious
can
and
tell you,
intelligent and giving up and getting into, something which is not relevant to this reality.
the kind of kid I was, I can tell you that I always wanted to be the best kid. I always had this inherent desire to, make my parents feel really proud. So I don't think I ever knew about my innermost desires. Like I used to have secret conversations on the side with God. Like I can share with you, but I can't share it with anyone else.
So can we know some of those stories? What you could share with God and now you have it.
Yeah, so I was like, I can't be a bad girl. I have to really impress my
Ah.
parents. I have to do everything that they want me to do. So yeah, there was
And
no
yet you
time
followed your
for
heart.
and yet I followed my heart. Yes,
Wow.
absolutely. And yet I
Wow.
did follow my
Kudos
heart.
to you. Kudos to you. Because, for me, it's like every time I read a magazine, and for me, that was a very curious world that how did this girl, she's been photographed and she's been like presented as a CEO of some company or something. And how did she reach there? What did she do there? Like, how, what, how, So now I get it. It was the whispers of everything which you actually inherently asked in your childhood that you looked at those magazines and you wanted that to be that top model or a superstar there and you are one of it now. You won the award for your brand and you're a celebrity in yourself in your own world which you probably looked when you were young. And so that's when I say that you don't get things right away when you ask, and because this has become an instant world, we like I just said right now and I should have it right away rather like you had this journey all through for like almost 30 years or something.
Yeah.
Probably you followed your heart and you never gave up. But then, how was your journey on the way? Did you enjoy your journey on the way to becoming the CEO and getting the awards here? Or what was it? Was it like easy? Was it fun? Did you give like ever thought of giving up? What was that? Can you share that share about you?
There were at least 1,000 moments I would have thought of giving up. It There were times when it was so difficult, when we didn't have the right funding, we didn't have the right team. The entire team came together, and then everybody dispersed, different took up different paths. So yeah, it definitely was not easy, but in my heart, I knew that I was the person who was putting this all together. So the only person who had to stand by myself had to be me. So I was very, very clear about that.
Mhm.
And fortunately, I had I have a lovely family, and I had wonderful support of my friends. So I knew I could call up on anyone and they would be there for me. But at the same time, I knew that I had to walk the path. Nobody else can walk it for me.
Yeah, can you talk more
Courage.
about that? Because that is what, like, when I'm going through in my life and I see my life as it is. And I'm so grateful for everybody around to be present and always giving me a hand and saying, hey, we are there. Do you require anything? We are here. And I'm like, wow. And that is like, what I sense is that's a support system. But that makes me bounce. Like, okay, they're here. So in case something doesn't work, then I'll come here. But then this is my journey. I have to go around and I have to actually go. So, but in my world, I do get at times that you're really into those moments when you really feel that you're giving up. There are moments where you're really spending with yourself that you're like, oh God, now what? So what tools did you use then? And if I'll ask, that's going to be next question. So give me a tool that what did you tell to yourself in those moments to get up again and keep going?
So ultimately, my inner dialogue would always eventually come to, okay, what's the worst that can happen here? What all can I lose here? And I would say, okay, I can lose this and this and this and this. I can lose all of it. And would I still have me? And the answer used to always be yes. And then the courage would just come from somewhere. It would just come from within, because I knew I was like, okay, even if the business doesn't work out, even if all the people who try to leave me, even if I lose all the money, okay, what's the worst that will happen? I'll have to start afresh. Am I willing to do that? Am I okay doing that? Do I love this dream enough? And for me, the answer was always a resounding yes. That yes,
Wow. Wow.
do it.
So it's
Do
like
it.
letting it loose and
Yeah.
not fear, like just
Yeah.
willing to lose everything. That gives that strength. Wow,
Just
that's so
going to that
amazing.
bottom of that fear, like, okay,
Bottom of the pit,
yeah,
and let's
well,
bring it on. Let's
I'm
bring it
willing to
on.
lose it all. Bring it on.
Awesome. But had I known, I remember when I met you, Radhika, it was you were into some media, right? And you were,
Yes.
and I was so fascinated by your pictures, and I was like, what the hell do you on the planet? Like, you're all the time traveling. You were like Dil Chahta Hai, all those movies, and every time I see your pictures and weird pictures and fun pictures, and I'm like, I would like to have what she has. That was like the always go to place. And I wonder, and then one fine day I suddenly see you doing these products. I'm like, where, what happened? I mean, she was a total media person, and I thought you'll be a producer or a director for a movie or doing something like that. And suddenly I see this change of a trend, and suddenly, popping from one thing to the other. What was that? And when I came to know more about you, it was from you were into the law, you were about to go to the law. From the law, you get into the total different field of media. From media, you turned up into beauty products. Can I know? I mean, can all our guests know, like, what is that? Like, what was that, and how did you have the heart of changing your stream so weirdly? Like,
So, the funny thing is that from my childhood, I was always told that a rolling stone gathers no moss, and you have to stick to one thing and you have to do consistently and build it until you succeed and you become the best at it. And at the same time, I was this person, I was like, no, but I want to do like 100 professions. I want to be a filmmaker, and I want to just be a canine trainer, or like, just be bathing elephants in Sri Lanka. Or can I also be like a blogger and a full-time traveler? So, in my mind, I was like, is all of this possible? Am I being abnormal? Is it okay if I do all of it and still don't make myself wrong? So,
Wow.
yeah,
And
I
you've been
think,
doing it very well. You've
thank
been
you.
amazing. And, such a short while. I mean, when you were into media, I saw your media posts and stuff. You were doing pretty well, girl. And then shifted to this beauty products and winning an award and having a whole soul new business on your own. So what was that shift? How did you that shift came from a media, like what was your journey twisting to this world?
So for 10 years, I was into TV direction and production. I was a TV director, I was the creative producer, and I was doing the kind of content that I really resonated with. So it was all food, travel, lifestyle, fashion, uh, all the beats I used to find extremely exciting. And I was a
Was it
part of some.
easy? Was it easy? Because I'm very jealous when you're saying that.
It was so much fun. Like I was working with some of the top chefs of the world, traveling with some amazingly talented people, trying the best food, really dabbling into latest fashion trends. It was so much fun.
So
And
how did you get into that? How did you create your contacts? Like, for a layman person who is watching this video and this talk ever, what is the guidelines that, because you do not know where to start your world from, and you reaching from just reading a magazine to that same world. What was your
yeah.
journey? Like, how did you connect to people? I know, I totally get from your talk that you just followed your heart all the time. There was so much of a joy. But I'm sure there would have been a lot of issues in your family front where parents would be like, the girl is going to the media world. Suddenly, why are you going? Is such an intelligent girl who's been topping every time. I mean, you can be a doctor, you can be something nice, which is a well reputed stuff, rather than you getting into it. So, what was that? How did you find that stuff? And how did you actually enter that media world?
My family has been, a family of doctors and engineers. So they
OMG, I didn't know
definitely.
that. Wow. No wonder I'm talking about doctors and engineers with you. Wow. All right.
But the most amazing thing is, like, my dad, this was from IIT, was an engineer, but in his life he always wanted to be a chef, so he loves cooking. My mom did her MSc in biology and microbiology, but she wanted to be into fashion and design clothes. So I knew that this dichotomy always existed in my family. They chose very conventional fields, but they were all very creative people who didn't necessarily choose that. And I, for one, was sure that I'm not walking down that path because I want to live my dreams.
Wow.
So
That's so
yeah, for
beautiful.
starters, I did do a course in mass media and mass communication. But now looking back, I can tell you, even if I didn't do that, I would have still found my way into television. That was a space that I used to find really dynamic, very, very exciting. And I just loved the energy of it. I loved being on the move. I loved working with these guys.
So, hope you're not saying that studies are not that important. Is it? I mean, so it's so funny. Like I always said that why do we have to study? Because I all my life believe that if I study, that is what I have to practice when I go, and that will what make me money. And I remember I had the CRS thing of can't remember shit, and I would forget everything. I said, but what did teacher teach me? But how will I go and work in any job? Because I don't remember anything from my school days or my college days, and that was a
Oh yeah,
big fear in my world. But then it was like when I
absolutely.
attended my first job for like 10 days, and it was like, oh, they will teach me, then why did I have to study so much?
Study at all.
Yeah. But then it was like, then I realized that studies actually did give me a perspective of being in this world with everybody, how to talk, having your own confidence and having your own power.
Absolutely.
But definitely I would like to listen more that you did not, had you not done that studies also, you would have figured out your way to media. How was
Yeah.
that?
So the most interesting thing about, at least, the entire media world was that it was equalizer. Everyone started from scratch, and it was really about your talent and your hard work that would take you. Your background was not important, whether you studied from NYU or did filmmaking or really. And there are so many examples of people who came from all walks of life and made it big over there. So for example, I directed my first commercial when I was 22, and all my ADs were, much elder to me. So I very earlier on, I knew that it is just about the sheer amount of hard work that I put into it and my own sincerity that is going to take me places.
Wow.
Your background really has nothing to do with it.
So those pictures in the magazines are not that easy to have. You mean you have to really
Oh, no,
work
no,
hard?
no.
Or
was
is
like
it
at
that
least
the
10
joy
years.
doesn't? Yeah, but do you think that the joy
Yeah.
in you did not let that hard work really look like a hard work?
Yeah. I think for everyone who you don't take it as hard work. I mean, every day on an average was a 15 to 18 work day for us. There were days when I would be in the edit, and like I would come out after 3 days after finishing the film, and you were like, okay, 3 days over, I don't even realize it. So it didn't seem so much like hard work. It was just the desire of putting that creation out to the world, and just the
Wow.
sheer satisfaction of that. You just live for that, really. No amount
And
of money can compensate for that.
so how did you make money, darling? That's my question. You were not bothered.
It's funny, at least in media, you start really less, and then very soon it does, your income doesn't move in a linear fashion. It exponentializes after some time. So you're like, wow, I was earning this much, and suddenly it's like 10x in 1 year. How did that happen?
Yeah.
That
So what is the
happens.
key to that? What is the key to that?
Just work very, very hard. There are no shortcuts. I mean, it's grandma's wisdom, and it might sound very archaic, but whatever opportunity comes your way, just make the most of it, really. Like, don't leave any doors unknocked, stones unturned, opportunities unexplored. Like, just give in your 100%, and rewards will come.
Wow.
I
So I
believe in
also
that.
get that. I believe in that when you're actually doing from the space of total joy of it,
Yeah.
that the hard work doesn't look like hard work. 3 days don't look like 3 days. It looks like 3 hours that you were doing it. And it sounds very tough when you look back, but then when you were being in it, I think it just flows, right? But if you're
Absolutely.
but if you're doing it from the just for making other people happy, had you been doing the conventional method, I wonder what would have looked in your world. Would you have been able
I
to pay at
wouldn't
the same
survive
time?
more than a month.
There, wow, awesome. So you reached the media world very well, and you did pretty well in that. So then, what made you change to
I
this?
started very early, so about 10 years. I was one of the top media professionals working on some of the best shows in India. I was working with National Geographic Channel, and all of that was super exciting. And while I was doing that, when I thought that this was my dream and I'm like so close to my ideal world, the bubble just burst, And life was like, you got to do more. Now you got to excel at something different. And that was not easy. That definitely was not easy. It didn't go very well with my parents initially. They were like, why would you leave your job to pursue something so much in the air? You've spent so much time and energy in it, and you've always said this is your dream job. And now that you have it, why would you quit it? And
And you've done it here, and you've spent 10 years, man. Like, come on, and starting from scratch for something new, which is like doesn't really make sense. So what was that?
And in our family, nobody's really done any business, and even some small attempts people have made, they've not been very successful. So they were like, no, there's no point. This world is so different. It's not meant for you now that you're flying here. Just keep riding the wave. Why do you want to leave it right now? But
kudos to you, girl. I'm in. I love you for this. And that's why that was like my Radhika, can you be here on the show? And I really want to let people know it's never too late to fulfill your dreams, guys. Right?
Yeah.
So can you say more about that?
So, I was, because I worked on a show on Ayurveda, and I did a couple of shows for a wellness-based channel in London.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that we have a wealth of knowledge that we haven't explored, and it definitely hasn't been presented to the masses in a modern fashion in which they can consume it. Mm-hmm. So while, we all know that we have Ayurveda, we have this ancient knowledge, there's so much in terms of healing with herbs, with, transforming ourselves with nature, exploring beauty in harmony with nature. But I didn't see too many people doing that. And that space was just calling out to me. And of course, having a brand and all became a secondary dream. But in the beginning, it was like, wow. I mean, is there a way to be looking young forever while you're happy and effervescent and you're like enjoying every day? I mean, why wasn't this told to everyone earlier? Where has this been lying? And maybe I need to bring it out. And since I was a TV producer, I was a storyteller. I was like, if I don't talk about these stories, who else is going to do that? Who else can do it better than me?
Did you not have any fear, Radhika, if I may ask, that, you have a well-established career and you've been doing where you really wanted to reach? Not an iota of a fear ever showed up in your world that like, hey, I'm going to leave this all and start something totally new from scratch? So
To be honest, there was just too much at stake. And I genuinely had my heart in my mouth. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if this is going to result into anything. This is just a small inkling in my heart, but is it even good enough? And what if it doesn't work out? I mean, what if I sever my ties here and then I go out and I, make this failed attempt, and if it doesn't work, then what? And like, is it even worth putting everything on the line?
What was that then? What did you get then? That's what my question is. Like, that's really makes me curious. Like, so what made you believe that you can go further? Like, even if you fail in this business, like, then what will happen? Then what actually woke you up from there?
What really woke me up from there was like this, I don't know, this is really funny, but a realization came to me that I'm going to be living for like 1,000 years. This is just a small chapter. And
wow,
if this doesn't happen, there will be another chapter, and then there'll be another chapter, and then there'll be another chapter. So don't be scared to give up, and don't be scared to dream, and don't be scared to explore a new ocean or a new island, a new world. If your heart is jumping at that joy, just go for it.
Wow, I'm having that, Radhika. Thank you for that invitation. That's so beautiful. That really takes me into a different zone altogether. I wonder what everybody has a comment about it, but I'm like, ooh la la, I'm having it. Thank you. So yeah, so then you kind of stepped the first step. So what was it? How did it go? Like,
and then I was like, okay, if I'm allowed to dream and if I can close my eyes and if I have no boundaries, what do I want to do? And I was like, wow, what if I can set up like this amazing green conscious beauty brand where, where we're talking about women being more, body positive about their bodies, where it's not about body shaming anymore. It's no more about hiding the imperfections, but it's just about celebration of the self. What if it is just about that each one is unique, everyone is beautiful, and what if all of us just had to realize that, and we could be so happy doing that? So it was just a small thought that started from there, and I kind of created the first personalized beauty brand in India, which was all natural, vegan, handmade, and
I've
we
used your
create
products. They're amazing. And it's a beauty, and the best part is like how you put your specific name. It's Aradhna's body cream. Or, you just individualize it, and it's like so beautiful to receive that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So then how was it? How when you started?
Celebration of your senses, your body. So in the beginning, we had no capital, we had no team, we had just one idea and a very excited Radhika bubbling with the idea. So it was very interesting. I spoke to just one of my friends and he was like, you know what? I have some money coming in my way from a project and I'm just going to give it to you. Just do this. It sounds very interesting. And I'd love to be a part of it, but I won't be able to really put in my effort, but go ahead and do it. And so he kind of bought into the idea. His wife kind of came on board. My cousin came on board. And that's how we started. It was just one small happy family trying to set up a brand. And it actually happened fairly quickly. Once I made that call in my mind, within 10 minutes, we were on the floor. Within 10 days, we were on the floor.
So you mean you have to be clear for everything to get created.
Yeah.
If you're not clear in your mind, you'll have 10 things. So you never went into the future of it and that, I'll have this loss or this, if I'm taking the money from this friend of mine, I might lose his money and blah, blah, blah. Is it good to lose friends? How many point of views do we put into when we have to start a business? So
absolutely,
we've killed it already.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wow. it's like as what they say, Taj or Eiffel Tower wasn't created in a day, or Rome wasn't built in a day. So I'm sure, like the empire you're creating, the legacy you're creating is so amazing, Radhika. It's like I'm so
Yeah.
amazed. I'm so happy to hear all this. Yeah. So carry on.
Thank
What
you.
else? What then? What all did you do?
So things just started aligning themselves as if by magic.
Hmm.
And you remember that one scene from Cinderella where the pumpkin becomes the chariot, the little, she's got mice that become the horses. So literally,
Yeah.
like things were just started changing as if by magic. And, we were on our way to creating Wildflower. And we obviously made a lot of mistakes. uh, I didn't really make myself wrong for that, but yeah, there were so many things that we could have done better, we could have done differently now that I look back 2 years ago. But we really had our heart in the right place, so that was just consistent, and that kind of compensated for everything.
Wow. So did you never beat yourself for all the mistakes you made? Did you ever beat them? Do you beat yourself now? Or do you?
Yeah, so I think in the journey you start being easy on yourself. It's also like, interestingly, it's a journey into your own self, right? Any
Yeah,
outside exploration is also an exploration within.
right.
So yeah, I
So,
mean,
so, so with this journey, Radhika, tell me one thing. This is all about how you went in your world and then you kept exploring and choosing for yourself. How about your family? Like, what happened to your people around you? Did you never hear them? Like, I mean, you had your parents, you had your family, then you found a partner, your life partner. I mean, did you ever let them enter your world and let them, like, was it like you were going along with them? How were you managing all of that too?
so here I can tell you that, even though I was in my company, I've always been in the position of power. I've been the CEO, I've been the founder, the co-creator with other people. But in my heart, I've always been like a kid. So I never, like initially in my job days, I remember I had this ego, like I know things. Here, I just had to kill it. So I could go to a friend, I could go to literally anybody on the road, I could go to my friend, say, listen, I don't know, this is not working right now. Do you have any idea?
Wow.
How could we do this better?
Wow. Wow. That's so beautiful. I give up your ego and have no point of view
Yeah,
for asking any help from anybody.
yeah.
And when you're willing to ask, everybody is willing to gift you with no point
Everybody's
of
willing
view.
to give it to you. And you're often told that, in a business, you got to be shrewd and you got to know it all, and you've got to do this market research. And if you don't know your thing, it's not going to work. And for us, all of those stereotypes, we kind of broke them, because
Wow.
we conducted very differently, very, very
That means a
differently.
lot to me, Radhika, because I have never been able to get into a business, though I'm married in a business family and I have been living in a business family for 25 years. And when I started, I was like, oh, this is not my cup of tea, the all form structures, blah, blah, blah. And now when you're saying, oh, that's possible. And, I remember when I started my access classes and being a facilitator and money coming in and people telling me, hey, but isn't that your business? I said, is this called business? Because this sounds fun for me. It's not business for me. Right. So I
Yeah.
totally get that idea. But now I'm re-looking at it when you're saying it. It's like, wow, actually, you know, um, wherever we bought the ideas of the whole world, that this is how it should be. But if you actually have the joy in your heart and you follow your heart and keep following those
Yeah,
whispers I just get from your talk, everything becomes easy.
that's true.
And
That's true.
even the biggest mountain sounds so easy, and it can just melt
Yeah.
away, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So how about your partner who got into, like, the new, how Indian society is about the marriage and in-laws, everybody, I'm sure they're supporting you, and I'm sure they guys will be online with you.
Yeah.
You can't say much about them. I'm teasing you guys. So it's like, what is it, and what is it support? What are the challenges you went through, and not making wrong and right, but it's the challenge that every woman probably might be going through, because we make so much of a reasons of not choosing for us. We make our family as a
Yeah.
reason, we make money as a reason, we make so many zillion reasons of not choosing our heart and going with our knowing. So what would you like to say that around that?
So, you're so right. Like when you said that, because there are actually a million excuses and a million reasons why it cannot work, why it will not work, why it should not work. And yet there's just always that one reason to still go for it, follow your knowing. And if you follow it through right till the end, things will change, things will work. Like initially my family was not supportive. Nobody in my friend circle did ever support my decision. They thought I was going mad. Why would I do this? Why would I kick something so flourishing out of the window and start something totally different, which is not my field, not my area of expertise? Why would I do that, right?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, it always starts with me. It always starts with one person backing that up. And I always had to remind myself that even if everyone leaves me, this one person cannot leave me. Because if this person leaves me, then everything's gone. And trust me, people came in the most miraculous ways, like how I found my partner.
Mhm.
Vineet was one person who would always just give me such amazing ideas. He was just always so welcoming. And back then I didn't know I was going to, I would end up marrying him. And now, like the way we do it together, like the business part of it, it is so much fun. He works for an
Wow.
advertising agency, so he's always like kind of bubbling with ideas and things that we could do, things that we could do to do it differently, to create more, to do it better. So yeah, it's amazing. And
So you mean to say
all
when you
through,
don't give up you can change the world?
yeah.
Be you and change
You
the
don't
world?
give up on you. You can be the magic, the miracle. You can be everything. You can change the world. You can create
Wow.
anything.
That's such an invitation, Radhika. That is such an invitation. And I think every time I'm talking on the stock shows with you guys, like even Atishi, now I'm like, I'm so glad I started this. Like, there's so much of insights that you guys bring. And I've been knowing you, her and all my guests for a while. But I didn't know these things about you guys. And it's such a new, and that's really amping me up to a different possibility. So it's like, and I always believe that when you be you, everything changes around you. And I really invite people to be the change, because you're hiding yourself, you're shutting yourself, and you're killing yourself. I mean, and you make it so easy that when you do not give up, that one person in you is you. That's when the whole world looks very different. That's such a beautiful invitation. So I wonder if there are any questions here. But what would you like to give? What are your few tools that you would like to give, and anything more you would like to tell to people and to say
So
to
I think
people?
one tool that I've always practiced is, if I can fail, if I can go wrong, what would I choose here? Because so many times I remember earlier on, and so many times in my life, I would go into the wrongness of things that, if this doesn't work out, if this fails, then what? So instead of focusing there, like it's so easy if I would just say, okay, if I could never fail, then what would I do? Because
Wow.
honestly, what is failure? Who defines failure? Who tells you that if you don't, I don't know, make like 20 lakh an annum, then you're a failure? Or if you can't, like, what is success? There's no definition of it. There's no particular destination you're going to reach which says, okay, you have arrived now in life.
Yeah, that, because I always ask this question: who's right? My right? You're right? Who's wrong? You're wrong. Because what might be right for me might be wrong for you. And whose definition of success exactly? And I remember, like, once I was in abroad, like in Italy, and there was a big celebrity from some Hollywood movie, and standing around in the same hotel, we were like, and people were around that first lady, and I'm like, who the hell is she? They're like, oh, the Hollywood. I didn't even know her. And then suddenly looking, oh, my fault. And we work so hard to be known, to be seen rather than seen by us. I'm like, I'm not even acknowledging her because I don't even know who she is. I'm like, okay, that particular field, that particular few people, which you never see who the people are. But you give up so much
Absolutely.
rather than following your heart. And I'm so glad people
Absolutely.
like you exist on the planet. Thank you. I mean, how does it get
Thank
any
you.
better? So what else? What other tools would you like to give?
Yeah, so I think one tool that I keep going back to every time, and this happens at least like 100 times in a day also sometimes, it's what else is possible here that I haven't considered, what else is possible here that I haven't even fathomed. And then whatever awareness comes to me, it could be just calling up someone totally random, or going for a walk. Something will just shift. Something just always shifts for me.
Wow.
So
Wow. You mean
that
that
is
tool
one.
works?
That is one tool that kind of.
You mean that tool works? What else is possible? I mean, that's my favorite to go to tool. For me, everything is all okay. What else is possible? What else is possible all the time? And I'm so glad. I mean, here you are, like, walking, talking celebrity, and like, hey, I know it. I know. And how do I know? I just ask. And it's that easy, right?
Yeah.
So, wow. Anything else you would
Yeah.
like to say to people?
I think all I can say is that I feel all of us are like, in our lives, we're our own actors. We are our own heroes, our own heroine. Like in my life, I'm the lead actress playing this role, right? So I should not forget that. Like, this is my life. I'm creating it. All the importance needs to be on me. And I think a lot of times we just forget that. We just think that, okay, I'm playing like the side B character in a movie. And you just kind of go on like that. Like,
Wow.
you kind of decimate your own presence. Like, I don't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. Who cares what I feel? Who cares what I think? And I care what I feel. I care what I think. I care about my dreams. So just have
Wow.
one person rooting for you and let that be you.
Wow, that is so beautiful, Radhika. That is so beautiful. You're like literally saying everything I really, really believe in, and it's I really trust that. That is how you should be living, and I'm so grateful to have. And it's your point of view creates your reality, and I think having a guest like you on this platform is so beautiful. So, if I may ask, is there another diversion in your field, maybe from this field to another field in the future that is whispering in your head? Is there something we're gonna see in future?
Oh, that's happening very soon. I've already
OMG.
started on it.
Wow, I love that. I'll be keeping a track on you for sure. And also, would you like to tell something around your products, what you're selling, and how are they, and what is it about? About something about your
Right.
brand.
So, we put in a lot of love into the products that we make. We started with 5 products a couple of years ago, and now we have over 80 products under our stable. And they're all personal grooming, lifestyle, beauty products for men, for women, for kids, and even pets now. And
Wow.
they're completely natural. There are no toxins, no chemicals. Just
Where
the
can
pure
where can
essence has
people
been
get
put in
that?
there.
Where can people reach to have them? Where are they? Like, are they on the
So
stores? Or?
we're available on all big marketplaces, on Nykaa, on Amazon, Flip. But we also have our own website where we have, a consolidated list of our products. So you can always log on to wildflowernaturals.in and check them out. And of
Yeah,
course,
it'll be
I'm
there in the
personally
chat, guys.
always available.
Yeah, it'll be in the chat. The website will be on the chat, guys, if you want to go and explore it. And the products are yum. I have tried them, I've played with them, and I still have. I'm still using it. It's so fun. Awesome. So, anything else you would like to
Thank
say
you.
around your products?
Yeah, and we also personalize them. So if you choose something according to your body goals, according to the season, according to the mood, according to your favorite fragrance, we will just create it for you, for the unique you, a product that will just have your name. We save your formulation and we ship it right to your doorstep. So we've committed to making you feel special, and it's just about you taking that step.
Any questions anybody would like to ask Radhika? We are happy to take your questions here. Anybody who's listening want to ask any questions from her? Anything else that we can contribute meanwhile? So how's your married life now with this? Like you said that it's really, really bringing up good. So with all this journey, so is he like, um, so do you go into the moments where you're really, really upset and sad, and does that affect on your work ever?
So
You,
marriage, I think, there are just so many projections and expectations and an endless list of do's and don'ts that are given to you. And luckily, I found someone where both of us decided, okay, you know what, if we got to do this, we have to put this book aside and we have to create something new every day. So
so
some days are excellent, some days are a lot of fun, some days there's a lot of love, some days there's friction. But yeah, all in all, it's just so much fun. It's just so
Wow.
much fun being with that person and growing with that person.
Wow. I think the best part is because you love yourself and you have you as you. You
Yeah.
can never lose anybody. That's what I got from the whole thing. That's so beautiful. And Rohini is asking, do you have a store? Do you have a store? No, you're on the website, right?
Yeah, so we also stock at a lot of bigger stores. So you could find us in a lot of shop in shop tie-ups, which you will also get in. You'll get more information about that on the website. We also do regular pop-ups. So we participated in the Beauty City at Emporio, which was 3 months ago, and obviously along there have been no pop-ups, but we keep doing regular pop-ups for people to come and experience the products.
Awesome. So there's another question: what failure means to you in business?
What Great. So if you've been hearing me all through this,
Yeah.
failure just means me giving up on me. Really, nobody and no organization and no news, nobody can actually tell you you're a failure, you know. Again,
Unless you're
there is
allowed to tell yourself.
unless yeah. So
So you mean there is nothing called failure? OMG, Radhika. There's a new bringing up. There's never a failure. There are no failures. That's such a new
what's failure?
outlook.
I mean,
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so amazing, right? There's no failure. Actually, who tells you you failed? Thank you,
Yes.
Radhika. That was beautiful. OMG. That was an aha moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And what is the most interesting thing when it comes to brand building?
Okay, very interesting. The
Chandra
most
Lekha is asking.
interesting thing about brand building is, you know, ensuring that your brand is an extension of you. So, you know, a lot of people will tell you, make your brand in this manner, this will be attractive, that will be attractive. But I think the more authenticity you put to it, if it tells your story, you're successful in building that brand. And that covers all aspects of the brand, the color scheme that you choose, the packaging, the words that you choose. If it can somewhere reflect the authenticity of you, that brand will be bought by people. Okay. Have I lost Aradhana? Aradhana?
I lost electricity. Can you hear me? Yeah, I think I lost the track because I lost electricity. My internet went away. So I wonder if you're online. Um, Let me just check. Guys, are you able to see us? I'm wondering. Sonali, are we live yet? Sonali, are we live?
Yes, yes, we are live.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I lost.
You have to
Wi-Fi.
one of them.
Hmm?
Switch off one of these. You have two instances.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, MG.
Yes, yes, you are live. Yes, yes, you are live. Okay. Sorry.
Great. We're back on.
Hello. Sorry. That was amazing. Sorry, guys. What else is possible? So, what else? So, yeah, that was amazing, Radhika. And hope, are there any other questions, guys? Hello?
I think we stopped at what's the most important thing about brand building. I hope we got the answer over there. That was for Chandralekha.
Sonali, do we have more questions? I think I'll log out from here.
Okay. Radha.
Hello, yeah. Are we there? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess no
There's
more
one more
questions.
question from Radha.
Yeah. Can I just see the question? So can you read our comments? Yeah. Wonderful session, Radhika. So what's the secret behind your success and positive outlook? That's the question. Radhika. That's by Vijeta Gambhir.
I think, great. So it's truly about investing some amount of time in myself every day. So whatever makes my body happy, like I love doing yoga, I love doing the Isha Kriya, doing something creative or doing a little bit of reading every day. So it's important that I have some amount of me time every day where I don't have to answer any questions, think about no business. I can just take, that 1 hour to relax and completely rejuvenate. So that is definitely, I think, one of the secrets.
Wow, awesome. I'm just looking for any more questions if there are. Awesome, I think that's it. But thank you so much, Radhika. It was such a beautiful session. I think I totally enjoyed it. And I hope everybody follows your tips and what inspiration can you be for the world. And thank you for being the change, being you actually, and changing the world. And I so get that when you be, everything around you sounds so yummy and positive and wonderful, and the life looks so much of a dreamland, la la land, and that is your fantasy land. And I do trust, guys, never give up your fantasy world, and you can do it. Be the change you truly desire to be, and that's how you can change the world. I mean, you just can't plant trees and roots and change the world. You have to never give up yourself. You have to follow the whispers of your heart to keep going on, and that's when you create a difference on the planet. Hope this call was contributive. Hope this whole session was contributive to you as much it was for me. I learned a lot, and we wish you all the best, Radhika, in life. And I hope I have you back with your new ventures on this talk show in future.
Thank you so,
And
so much.
God
Thank
bless.
you so much. It was so much
That was
fun.
wonderful.
And thanks for really doing this, Aradhana. It's amazing.
I hope this gets some information to some people who were looking for it. I definitely was. So that was my passion, and that's when I probably chose it. And I'm very, very grateful for you people to show up, because for me, everybody is a celebrity who's actually making a difference, who's following their heart is a celebrity for me. Awesome. we are well in future
Yay.
for the new upcoming celebrities in the world. What else is possible? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you again, Radhika. Thank you, Sonali, for all the help. And my team here on Talk Show, Shivangi, Ritu, Parata, and am I forgetting Sonali? Are we all here? Thank you if I'm forgetting. Sorry, but yes, we are all here. We're working together, and thank you all for showing up. All right, guys. Bye-bye. See you soon. See you next Sunday. Tune in, guys. Every Sunday, 7 to 8, we have a new guest and we're sharing their journey. And anybody of you who here would wish to come and share your journey are happy. Please write to us. Please connect to us. And we would be happy to have you here on this platform. Awesome. Bye. Thanks, Radhika. Thanks, Sonali, again. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Aradhana. Thanks, Sonali.